Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Amr Sulaiman with Geared Up for you on Salaam Radio 106.2 FM, and a warm salam to you in Luton as well, listening via Inspire FM as well. Geared Up is your fortnightly motoring show discussing everything motoring related. I'm with my co-driver Akil Khalil, bringing you an hour of chat on everything motoring related. Akil, we're back.
We're back.
Subhanallah.
Subhanallah.
It's been a long, welcome Salam. It's been a long time. Listen, as always, Salaam Radio is not only on 106.2 FM, you can also listen online at salamradio.co.uk via the TuneIn app on iPhone or Android, and our live shows, including this very show, is also broadcast live on Twitter, Facebook and YouTube. And in today's show, we're asking you, what is the furthest you've ever travelled by car? Plus our usual quiz question and the number plate game as well. And we're going to be discussing the worst British cars ever made and the top signs of a backseat driver. All that and more to come. Now, as always, we want you to get involved in the show, and we'd love to hear your opinion on the topics we discuss. Here's how you can do that.
Text or WhatsApp 07745 278 978. This is Salaam Radio.
Assalamu alaikum, Akil.
Wa alaikum salam.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. It's been a long time. I want to know, have you been keeping your battery charged while we've been off air for this long period of time? Have you been using jump leads strategically placed about your person to get you started for today's show?
No, but I've been using an app called Podpoint and charging the car instead.
Oh, you have, haven't you?
That's right.
Yes, we'll come on to that.
Yes.
Because that's interesting. But listen, to kick things off, we're asking you, the listener, the following question. What is the furthest you have ever travelled by car? Please do let us know. And also, as I've mentioned, throughout our shows, we're going to be asking you to guess the number plate year without using Google, if you can. And this week, we're asking you A-Reg. What years was the prefix A-Reg cars made? We're going to reveal the answer and those who've guessed correctly around 9:30 at the halfway point. But first of all, the worst British cars ever made. Brother Akil.
I mean, what a great question and what a great topic. Because obviously everybody who's been driving for however long it may be, so you kind of think about cars from your youth and that sort of, as you were growing up and things like that. But when you go back in history, and certainly if you look at the worst British cars ever made, it's quite shocking when it's just one manufacturer.
I know, it's a hell of a list, isn't it?
It is, yes.
It's a hell of a list. Do you want to kick things off with what we got on the list?
Yes, we have. We have the Morris Marina.
Oh, Brother Akil.
You've got a story, haven't you, of this?
I have. So I've actually got mixed emotions about the Morris Marina because it is an ugly, awful, useless tin of a vehicle. But I did my skid pan training in a Morris Marina in Fakenham in Norfolk.
Wow.
It was an old farm
that
the farmer thought, how can I make a bit of money with this tarmac? And he basically set some sprinklers up, poured oil on it, had an old Morris Marina. He said, 20 quid, you can do skid pan training. And my mum and dad were on their boundaries filming with an old VHS-C camcorder.
Brilliant.
Fun memories, bro.
Yeah, of course, yes.
I was going sideways round that farm for hours. Picture it. It was a purple Morris Marina.
Yeah, and I mean, just to fill in some of the gaps here, I mean, the Morris Marina was a car that had its wipers fitted the wrong way around because the design was so bad, the blades lifted from the windscreen while being used.
So they were deliberately fitted the wrong way around?
They were, yeah. However, it sold remarkably well between the 70s and 80s.
That's crazy.
It is, and to think of you sliding about in this thing makes me wonder how I should travel with you in future.
Well, look, it wasn't on the highway, right? It wasn't on the Queen's Highway. It was on this disused farm, but it was great fun, and I learned a lot about how cars handle because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. I think it was a 1.4 Marina, so it had no power, but because of the surface, it was just really slippery. But anyway, we're getting off the point. It is a dreadful car in the sense of reliability, in the sense of its looks, in the sense of the quality of the build.
Yeah.
As you said, British Leyland, by and large, just made terrible cars.
They did, and I'm sure as we go through the show, British Leyland will come up quite a few times. I mean, having looked at the image as well of this Morris Marina, one thing that really stands out aside from the design is just how small the wheels are.
Yeah, it doesn't look right.
It doesn't. It's so out of proportion. It's unreal. And if
It looks like a car that my 9-year-old daughter would draw. I'm not. This is not dissing her talents.
No.
She can draw, but children tend to draw cars with tiny wheels.
Well, do you know? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, it took British Leyland approximately 18 months to design this car. I mean, when you think about that in relative terms, that's really quick. I mean, it was just like we need to get a car out there quickly. We need to make money, and it showed.
Yeah, but 18 months was quick, right? In today's terms.
Yeah.
But still, 18 months and you come up with that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So let's move on. What else have we got on the list?
We've got the Vauxhall Belmont. Now, I recall these. I actually
yes.
recall seeing these. I don't have much memories of the previous car, but the Vauxhall Belmont was something that I saw around quite a lot, actually in the 90s as well.
Yeah, you would do. Absolutely. The late 80s model still being on the roads in the 90s, right? Which is essentially, the Belmont was essentially an Astra saloon.
That's right.
That's exactly what it was.
It was Vauxhall trying to compete with the Volkswagen Jetta.
Yeah, that's right.
However, they made, I mean, if anyone could see this online, it is, maybe in its heyday, it looked okay, I suppose, but it looks like a badly drawn Cavalier, doesn't it?
It does. It was smaller than a Cavalier, but if you remember the Belmont, it had, I'm looking at a picture of it now, but an unfeasibly large back end.
It did, yeah. It's so out of proportion.
It's totally out of proportion. It doesn't look right.
No.
It's like it was an afterthought to stick a boot on the back.
Yep, that's right.
But it's awful. I mean, it was, as quoted here, it was a dog of a car. It really was. It was dreadful. Again, build quality was appalling from Vauxhall, especially in that model and that era.
Yeah, so we're talking about the 70s and 80s here, aren't we?
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. Early 80s, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, awful car. Next, not one I've ever seen or sat in or have been familiar with. Quite a rare car, of course, but the infamous DeLorean.
That's right, yes.
From the Back to the Future trilogy,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That car. So DeLorean was it an Northern Ireland company, wasn't it? In the 80s, that's right.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, Northern Ireland. But it was just a huge flop. Huge flop. But as it says here, it was glamorized in the Back to the Future films, but the reality was that it was a promising American dream car scuppered by an overreaching American automotive executive trying to get a brand new car into the world by using British factories in the 1980s, and it just failed miserably.
In every sense of the word. I think actually the film saved it in many ways because it had almost like a cult following, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, but it was just massively underpowered for a sports car.
Yeah,
massively underpowered, and it just failed in all areas. Build quality was appalling, absolutely appalling. What else have you got from me, Brother Akil?
I'll tell you what I have. I have and unfortunately another a vehicle from British Leyland. This is called the Austin Princess. I do recall seeing these as well, late 80s, early 90s. I mean, it is such an awful looking car. It was ugly, badly built. And had many faults. However, I think one of the saving graces it had for a period of time was John Lennon owned one. But
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, Austin was a division of British Leyland at the time, and this was a truly hideous car.
Right. So here's a story. I've got a story about the Princess.
Here we go.
So when in my formative years, from age 11 to 16, I was living in Skegness. Good old Skeg Vegas. And
Skeg Vegas.
Yeah, and down the road, it's famous for being known as Skeg Vegas.
Yeah, no, it's just funny.
And down the road, my mate, family owned a B&B, and his dad bought a brand new Austin Princess, but one of the later models. And don't laugh at me now, but I actually fell in love with that car.
Wow.
Right? I'll tell you why, because when I got in and I was admiring this pristine Austin Princess, one thing I'd never seen before in a vehicle, it had a digital rev counter.
Okay.
And I'd never seen that in a car before. So for me, that was like, wow, this car is kit. Because it had something digital on the dashboard in the mid-80s, I thought, this I'm now in kit from Knight Rider.
Wow. You looked at an Austin Princess and felt this was kit from Knight Rider.
Yeah, it's the closest thing I'd been to science fiction in real life.
I mean, I'm on radio and I shouldn't be lost for words, but I'm stunned.
Yeah, look, that's honesty for you.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I don't mind sharing.
I'll tell you what comes up next.
Go on.
It's a very popular car.
Yeah.
And like I was saying to you off air, one of my friends' father bought one of these brand new.
Yeah.
It's the Rover 800.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember in the 80s and 90s, this was a very common car.
Yeah.
But this particular one, the 800, was almost like the luxury version, wasn't it?
It was.
If you recall.
And I quite liked it.
Yeah, again, this is from British Leyland.
Yeah.
It had a promising start. It had an alliance with Honda in the mid-1980s, who promised to build an excellent engine and coincide with the British designer for quality and etc.
Okay.
But that's not how things played out. The Austin Rover still somehow managed to build a car with doors that didn't fit, and an interior that faded and fell apart in its use.
Wow. So again, build quality was an issue.
Yeah.
But if I remember, some of them had some silky smooth engines. There was a V6, right?
That's right. But I'd just like to add here, the Honda's own version of a similar car, called the Legend,
Yes.
was absolutely fine.
It was.
But British Leyland and their relationship within, and their input within this this car,
Yeah.
certainly left a stain, shall we say?
Yeah.
But you are right. The V6 was very popular.
I think it was popular, but unfortunately the engine was let down by the poor build quality of the vehicle. But you're right, the Honda Legend was essentially the same car, but just built far better.
Yes,
right?
that's right.
And
you do see these Rover 800s on the road, but they're rare.
they are rare.
And some of them you do still see on the street, and they would have had all the little gadgets and so on and so forth in there.
Yeah.
However, I mean, it was essentially just a lump of metal, wasn't it?
Essentially it was. But it was very popular, I remember, with pensioners.
Oh.
The Rover 216, the Rover 416, I can't remember the difference between the two. I think one was a hatchback, one was a saloon, which were the equivalent of like the C-Class size back then. And then you had the 800, which was a much bigger car. They were very, very popular with pensioners, the elderly. I remember.
Yeah, they were cheap.
Well, they were cheap. I don't know why the elderly were drawn to it. I didn't see the attraction because they were so vanilla looking and
Definitely vanilla.
and they were beige inside, aren't
Yeah.
they? Pensioners love a bit of beige.
Yeah.
You know, that's a sweeping generalisation, but I'm going to stick with it.
Own it. Own it.
I'm owning it.
Own it.
I'm going with it. On the list next, right? So this one kind of hurt me to see in the list. I'll be honest with you. It hurt me because it's a bit of an icon. This is the Triumph TR7. But let's not forget this is another British Leyland vehicle, right? According to legend, and I'm quoting the article, when renowned Italian car designer Giorgetti Guigiaro, I'm going with that, walked around a TR7, he paused for a moment in thought before exclaiming, "My God, they've done the same on this side as well."
What a damning indictment.
A damning indictment. Now, not everyone feels the same way, but the other issues put the TR7 firmly on this list. The design was flawed, the 4-cylinder engines were a downgrade on the wonderful TR6's 6-cylinder engine, and because Triumph was under the British Leyland banner, build quality again was guaranteed to be shoddy at best and diabolical at worst.
Wow. And there's a common theme here, isn't it, with British Leyland?
Yeah.
It's like they've got this idea, they've thought of a brand, this is what they're going to do, and they put it into production. Somebody goes into the car garage, pays for it,
Yeah.
gets in the car, the doors don't work, the windows don't work, the wipers are upside down, and as we go through this list, this is a common theme, isn't
A
it?
very common thing.
And next up is the Austin Maestro. Now, I recall this car. One of my neighbours in the 80s, he
Yeah.
owned one of these, and it was white, and it had the plastic bumpers, and I recall seeing it for the first time. I thought, oh wow! I mean, I was very, very young at the time,
Yeah.
and a lot younger than you. And
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
You always like
And-
to remind me, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's what can I say? And I looked at it and I thought, oh wow, this is great. And then as I was getting older, I started to realise this was an unreliable car. It was just a box moving around. However, I mean, the Austin Maestro was comically there as MG branded. They had an MG branded performance version of this
They
car.
had an
as well.
MG Maestro.
Yeah, they did. Yes.
But it was anything but performance.
Correct. And again, this was owned by British Leyland, and they had, and I recall you saying this off air to me, didn't they? Had a talking dashboard in this car.
Yeah, so it had to talk. It would remind you about things like seatbelts, lights on, low oil pressure, even like door open stuff like that. But it was a woman. There is a video on YouTube of it.
So it was a trendsetter then.
It was no, it wasn't though, because the voice, bro, sounded like a Speak and Spell. I don't know if you remember that toy from the 80s. If you're my age and you remember the Speak and Spell, please let us know.
I have no idea. Just want to put this out for everybody. I have no idea what the Speak and Spell is or was.
It was a toy that you would type in a word, right, and it would speak it back to you.
In the 50s.
No!
Oh, okay.
In the 80s. Not that old. And it had a digitized voice, and it just sounded like the dashboard in the Maestro.
Okay.
Brother Tokia Sethi has texted in. He said Rovers were known for their head gasket failures. Very good point. Well made. Correct. Very good.
Brilliant.
Because I couldn't be more affirmative than that.
No.
But they were famous. They were famous for that. There's no point. Listen, we've had some responses in as well to the question about who has travelled the furthest by car. Right? I put this message out on social media earlier today, and we got some responses. Brother Imtiaz Ali said he's driven with 4 children to Disneyland Paris, and it was memorable. I can tell you that. And I think he means memorable, not in a complimentary way.
That's an impressive drive, though.
Well, it is, but wait, there's more.
Ah.
And it's easily beaten.
Okay.
Right? Brother Faisal Mahmood, 696 kilometres. Quick maths, that's about 430 miles. Quick maths.
Quick maths.
Yeah. Peterborough to Le Petit Quevilly, I don't know if I'm saying that right, in France, then to Disneyland Paris. 435 miles, that's a bit of a trek. Before I go on to the others, you and me, the longest journey I've ever done is actually with you.
Unfortunately, yes, that was, we went to Galway in Ireland.
In Ireland.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was a great trip.
It was an excellent road trip, and yeah, it was great. I mean, I'm recalling it now. The drive from the UK, where did we went to?
Anglesey.
And
then the port up
the
there.
port.
Yeah.
And then once we got into Ireland, it was brilliant.
It was great. But I think door to door, not including the ferry crossing, it was about 430 odd miles. So close to what Brother Faisal did. Brother Arif Khan said he did 725 miles from Peterborough to Evian-les-Bains in France via Geneva with his family and children.
Wow, I take my hat off to you, sir.
Yeah, that is amazing.
That is, oh wow, 725 miles.
725 miles. But there's longer, right?
Are these people human?
They are human.
It's not AI driving the cars.
I don't think so. Dr. Shabina, our very own Dr. Shabina, she said she did a grand tour with her family of the whole of Europe journey from Peterborough to Bruges to Strasbourg to Baden-Baden to Zurich to Chamonix-Reims, wherever that is, and then back home. She said, does stopping over count, by the way? Because if it doesn't, I've got a backup journey. I said stopping over doesn't count.
Yeah.
But your backup journey she gave me was 593 miles from Carlisle to Marne-la-Vallée, I think, in France.
Wow.
So that's another long one.
Yeah.
And then, this is the winner, right? So I'm going to build up to the winner. But Brother Asif Rahman did London to Spain. And Brother Saqib Nazir said, forget the furthest, it should be the shortest. He drove probably 100, 150 metres just to go to the shop.
Brilliant.
Yeah, my friend from Skeg Vegas,
Yep.
Mark Thane, has said 514 from Swansea to the east side of Holland through France and Belgium. Getting up there, 514. So now the last two. So I'm going to start with the runner-up. This is Brother Ishfaq Hussain, 1,400 miles to Ukraine and 800 miles in one day from Prague.
Oh my God! Surely that's illegal.
Well, that's a long...
Wow, that's insane.
And I said that can't be beaten. But
Yeah.
Sister Safura comes in
Okay.
with 3,250 miles on the road trip to Spain in 2016 from Calais in France through to Spain, but this was over 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So then, brother Ishfaq wins.
with 800 miles.
Yeah, well done. That's epic.
It is epic.
That's
It is epic.
epic.
Thank you all for your responses.
I mean, in contrast, I've done Peterborough to Land's End
Yeah, you have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
more than once.
Yeah.
That's nowhere near these guys, but yeah.
No, but the Galway was 430, 450, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was like
Oh,
that.
brother Ishfaq, I mean, that's 800 miles.
It's nuts. It is nuts. But anyway,
It'd be interesting to know what car he did it in.
it would be interesting.
Yeah, and just in terms of comfort and all the so on and so forth, we'll find out whether these journeys, the really really long ones, were if the cars that they had, they felt that they were as comfortable as they thought
Yeah.
they were going to be.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting. Listen, thank you one and all for your responses. Brother Tokia Seti's added 986 miles to the Scottish Highlands and back. Okay, Brother Tokia Seti, the problem with that is you've stopped over in between
Yeah, that's right. Unless you've gone there, just turned around
and come back.
and come back, which I don't believe you did that.
But
But you want
even
to take pictures.
But even half of that is long.
That is long.
Yeah. Jazakallah khair, Brother Tokia, for that. Any others, please let us know. 07745 278 978 is the WhatsApp or text number, or you can give us a call 01733 602 133. But getting back to our topic now, the worst made cars. We were on the Maestro, weren't we?
Yes. So you've got the pleasure of the next one, surely.
Oh, have I really?
Have you seen the images of it? It doesn't even look real.
Well, I'm just trying to bring it up at the moment. So if you've got it, can you?
The Jensen SV8.
Oh yes, I've never heard of this. I've never heard. I've heard of Jensen.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of the SV8, and when looking at it, I can't recognise it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, obviously, it was in the where are we? So it was rescued essentially by eventually after it flopped. It was put together by investors, including the Department of Trade and Industry in Liverpool City Council, and in 1998, the Jensen SV8 was launched. So essentially, it had an American journey at the beginning. That's why we haven't heard of it.
Ah.
Then the British element is that the more money that came in, I mean, at the end of it all, they had a production problem, and there was only 20 that were finished, and that was a horror show because it had mismatched panel gaps and parts bin interior that barely held together. So it was awful.
It looks awful as well. The front just looks like, well, it looks like a bulldog chewing a wasp. That's exactly what the front of it looks like.
It's awful.
Had some text in to say that the A-Reg cars were made in 1981 and 1982. Incorrect, I'm afraid. Another text, 85 and 86, also incorrect. But thank you. If you think you know, please let us know. This is the number.
Text or WhatsApp 07745 278 978. This is Salaam Radio.
We've got about 5 minutes left to try and get through this word. It's such a long list.
It is as well. I need to step into the second one.
Please do it.
I have to,
Please
because
do
there's
it.
some memories I've got with this. So it's the Austin Metro, again from British Leyland. I mean, these guys really have got some airbags on their hands, haven't they?
They have.
My friend owned one of these when I used to live in Birmingham, and I recall going around, cruising when we were at uni and doing all these things together. We had it was. I'll tell you, it was like a beige colour with really awful brown seats.
Wow.
But it was an experience. It was really badly made. It was really light. I mean, when he was going around the corners and things, it felt like the car was going to topple over.
Yep.
And anything that went past us, the car sort of moved, and the inside was horrid.
Yeah.
An absolutely awful car, but it was designed by British Leyland to try and replace the Mini, and it failed miserably.
It did fail, but I'm going to come back at you now at a different angle on this vehicle.
Okay.
The Mini Metro, I had a 5-door 1985 B-Reg for my first car. I passed my test in 91. So I had a 6-year-old Austin Metro as my first car, right? And it was one owner, a very, very old lady, bought from her in Norfolk, right? And I think it had something like 20,000 miles on it because she just did nothing with it in 6 years. And I think we've got a call on the line as well. But just before we take that call, I loved that car. Fond memories of that Metro. It was 1 litre. It hardly moved, right?
Wow.
You put your foot to the floor in first gear and you think there was something wrong with it because it just had it had nothing on there at all.
Wow.
But let's just see if we can bring this caller online. I think we've got Mr. Mahmood online, which I believe might be Faisal Mahmood's father. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, young man. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very good. How are you, uncle?
I would have turned up to see this excellent British engineering, but unfortunately I was told a bit late, so I couldn't turn up.
Oh, no problem. That's right. The night is still young. The night is still young.
Listen. I'll tell you about one car.
Go on.
It's Austin Allegro.
Oh, that's on our list, actually.
Well, never mind. You wouldn't know what I'm on about now. When it first came out, if you jacked it up on the wrong place,
Yeah.
if you had a puncture, and if you didn't jack up exact point to where you need to be, it bent. So you couldn't shut the door then.
No way.
Wow.
Seriously, this is sure as, because I used to work on them.
Yeah, I know you used to be a mechanic in the 70s and 80s, right?
That's correct. Yeah,
Wow.
up to 90s.
And I imagine you got a lot of Austin Allegros in.
Yeah, I can show you a lot of stories, but
Wow.
but that definitely what happened when it first come out. It comes to the garage and we were going to service it. We jacked it up and we let it down, and then we couldn't shut the doors.
Crazy. Crazy.
So we had to do all sorts of things to jack it up different places to straighten it out.
Wow.
Because it didn't have the chassis.
Ah.
It was the first car. I suppose the Marina didn't have much of a chassis either.
Wow.
Because earlier car had big lump chassis with steel. to stop them bending. But these Allegros, they just went all over the place.
Unbelievable. So, is it fair to say, Uncle, that the generally British Leyland cars were badly built?
Now, to be frank with you, at that time, all cars were very similar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, forget the Japs, because when Japanese cars come in, they were good. But all the other cars, you can say Morris Oxford, Morris Marinas, Rover 2000. In his heyday, Rover 2000 got a Square Wheel Award.
Wow. Uncle, it's fascinating, but unfortunately we've got 20 seconds before the ad break.
All right, okay.
So, Jazakallah khair for calling in. Hopefully we can have you as a guest sometime. You can enlighten us even more.
Inshallah.
Yeah, okay, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
That was Mr. Mahmood, Faisal Mahmood's dad. Listen, stay with us. We're going to be back in 8 minutes for the ads and then azan as well. So we'll be back with you 9:34, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Stay tuned to Salaam Radio after this short ad break.
मेरा नाम मुकद्दस है और कोट मेरा घर है और ये मेरे लिए किसी जन्नत से कम नहीं। हमारे भी कुछ ख्वाब हैं जिनकी ताबीर को हमें पाना है।
आइए इन बच्चों के ताबनाक मुस्तकबिल के लिए अपना हिस्सा डालिए। अपनी ज़कात, सदकात, खैरात और इमदाद कोट को दीजिए।
UK number 0300 123 7774. Website court.org.uk.
Peterborough just got a whole lot tastier. Five Lads Flame Grilled Peri Peri Chicken is now open. Bring your family and friends to Peterborough's first HMC meat-selling restaurant. We are experts in grilled chicken, lamb chops and gourmet lamb and beef burgers. Our healthy options include fresh salads and fresh grilled vegetables. Fresh, clean and healthy grilled food with 4 different flavours. Lemon and herb, medium, hot and extra hot. 5-star hygiene rating. Eat in, order and collect or order for delivery on Deliveroo. Follow 5 Lads Peterborough on Facebook and Instagram 5 Lads. 15 Cowgate, Peterborough, PE1 1LZ. Call 01733 56 22 87. Open 7 days a week, 12 to 11 p.m.
Al-Murad Tiles. With over 70 stores nationwide, we are now open in Peterborough. Up to 50% discount offers now on. Largest selection of tiles. Full bathroom suites from only £189. Paint, LED lighting, laminate flooring from only $7.99. Over 1,000 designs of wallpaper in stock. We have everything you need. Come and visit us at 193 Fengate, Peterborough, PE1 5BH, or call us on 01733 34 58 47. Al-Murad Tiles, now open.
Had a car accident or an accident at work? Accident specialists are experts in no-win, no-fee accident claims. Leave the hassle to us. Our multilingual settlement experts will manage the entire claims process on your behalf, with nothing to pay up front. We provide services such as credit hire, taxi vehicles, recovery, storage and much more. For full details on our range of services and a free consultation, call us on 01733 555 774 or visit our office at 249 Lincoln Road opposite the NatWest Bank. Accident specialists. Start your successful claim today.
Insure 24/7 is a community-based insurance brokerage offering competitive premiums and a great service. Taxis, properties and businesses, we cover them all. Call us on 01733 856699 or visit our new office at 304 Lincoln Road. Insure 24/7. We've got you covered. Insure 24/7 is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority.
Surely your Lord is God, who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, then sat himself upon the throne, covering the day with the night it pursues urgently, and the sun and the moon and the stars subservient by his command. Verily, his are the creation and the command. Blessed be God, the Lord of all being.
You're listening to Salaam Radio, and it's now time for Maghrib Azan. This Azan is sponsored by UK Islamic Mission, serving humanity since 1962.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم بك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك المصير. رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
This Azan is sponsored by UK Islamic Mission, serving humanity since 1962.
Peterborough's community radio station, Salaam Radio, 106.2 FM.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Geared Up with me, Ahmed Suleiman, and my co-driver, Akil Khalil. Right, firstly, the answer to our number plate game. What years was the prefix A-Reg cars made? We had some guesses, 81, 82 and 85 and 86, but I'm afraid it was 83 and 84, so some of you got very close. But 1983, basically 1st of August 1983 to 31st of July 1984. That is the year, or effectively the years, that the A-Reg prefix cars were made. Now, we've got one more quiz question for you, and we're going to give you the answer at the end of the show. And this is a great question. The Volkswagen Beetle was the world's best-selling vehicle of all time until the late 1990s, when it was overtaken by which car? The Volkswagen Beetle was the world's best-selling vehicle of all time until the late 1990s, when it was overtaken by which car? Let us know. You can text or WhatsApp 07745 278 978, or you can just leave a comment on the Facebook Live video, and we'll give you the answer at the end of the show. Now, this topic is going to be one which I'm going to be very, very engrossed in. and my favourite word, enthused about.
Enthused about.
Yeah, so this is a section that we're going to be discussing, which is top signs that you're a backseat driver. We've all done it,
Yes.
right? In one way or another. But which of these can you relate to most? And there's probably more than one, to be honest. But we've all done some form of backseat driving. Top of the list here, and not in any particular order, is criticising the driver's decisions behind the wheel.
That's got to be the most common reason.
So an example of that would be, somebody pulls out, right, and then the passenger would say, or the literal backseat driver could say, "Oh, I wouldn't have pulled out then.
Yeah,
and I would have let that truck go and then pulled out."
That's right.
Right. So just critical of the driver's decisions. So we've all done it.
We have.
I have to say, my dad wasn't a great co-driver.
Did you say?
No, he wasn't. He was a typical backseat driver. But in his later years, when he mellowed out, he would become very quiet. So he would just go quiet when he wasn't agreeing with my driving.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Listen, it's tough, right? You know, if you enjoy driving,
yeah,
and you're with somebody who doesn't enjoy driving, so for them it's literally a means to an end.
Yeah.
And they drive it, the car, like it's a means to an end. For example, really, really harsh gear changes, not slowing down for speed bumps, not giving way properly, or, braking harsh, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It really, it starts to bug you, doesn't it? When you are someone who enjoys driving, like, why are you driving like this?
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So these habits, I mean, I can relate to a lot of these,
Me too. What have you got next on the list?
Okay, so complaining about the driver going too fast.
That's a really common one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you sit with somebody who says, I hate driving, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going through a 30 zone and they're doing like 40. You think, why are you driving this quickly?
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you not taking into account this is residential area, whatever it may be, and you start thinking, hold on, why are you going too quickly? Or they're going too slow in a zone that they should be going to a certain speed.
But worse than that, isn't it worse when you've got a driver who's a passenger next to you, but you're sticking to the limits. Let's say you're doing 60 on a B road, maybe even 70 on some B roads, right? And that's wrong, 60 on B roads, and they're
Freudian slip.
And they're saying you're driving too fast, but you're not breaking the speed limit.
No.
Even in like 30 in a residential area, they say you're driving too fast. Is that right or wrong though? Because the limit's not a target, right?
Correct. However, on dual carriageway and certainly on a motorway as well, you need to be doing a minimum speed as well.
Of course you do.
Or you will be pulled over by the police. But moreover, it's actually a danger to the other drivers if you're doing like 40 or 50 in a 70.
Yeah.
And obviously you have the issues with congestion and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
As well. So, yeah, I do agree with you that the limit isn't a target. But that said, there needs to be a minimum speed. Absolutely. I have actually said that to people before. You're going too fast, slow down.
Yeah, see,
they are literally being going that fast.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever said that. I don't think I've ever said that to anyone, aside from when you're driving. Of course.
Fair enough.
I'm joking.
Yeah, well, I'm always in first gear.
The number 3 is gasping loudly at any slight braking movement. Yeah, that winds me up.
Yeah, I was going to say I haven't done that, but I've been the recipient of that.
From a family member?
Family, most and other people as well.
Okay,
it's really, really it puts you off a lot.
Yeah. Sorry, Brother Fessel's just commented, I think Brother Armour goes 70 on B roads.
I told you, Brother Fessel, that was a Freudian slip.
It was a Freudian slip. You know what? I don't do that.
Yeah. I don't believe you.
You know what it's like though, right? Some of us have got nice cars, alhamdulillah, right? And you're on a B road, summer's day, and there's no one around, and it's the only time you get to really feel the handling of a vehicle.
Right.
So you want to put your foot down a little bit, right? It happens. Don't tell me you've never done it.
Never.
Nonsense.
Never.
No, Brother Fessel, I know, loves a B road.
Yeah, I'll bet he does.
He loves a B road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. Or should I say 90, he says. Laugh.
No, I think 90s is on an A road and he does 70 on a B road.
Yeah, 90. Normally I do 90 round a roundabout.
Wow.
Sideways.
Okay.
Moving on.
If anybody has any footage of this, I'd be happy to receive it.
Can I just rewind for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Because there's a nice, funny comment from Brother Tokir going back to our last topic of worst cars, and we missed it, and I want to read it out. So he said, my uncle once tried to jack up his Rover to change a flat tyre and wondered why the car wasn't lifting. He opened the door and found that the jack had come through the footweld into the vehicle.
Oh my God.
So
wow.
It's literally just gone through the floor.
I've lifted it.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Thanks for that, Brother Tokir.
Brilliant.
Awesome. So Brother Fessel's admitted. He said, okay, I've done it. Brother Vessel, thank you for your honesty. Brilliant.
There must be lots of people out there.
Absolutely. What have you got number 4?
Okay, so flinching when they feel the driver is too close to another vehicle, obstacle, or a wall. Now that is quite common, you know.
Yeah.
I've actually done that myself.
Yeah.
You know, when the driver who I think is incapable of being behind the wheel, I don't know how they got a driving license in the first place, has suddenly managed to, is driving towards something. You're thinking, oh my God, this chap or is gonna crash the car any second now. So I think that's a human reaction.
Yeah, I think it's a fair one. Complaining about the driver going too slowly, we've kind of covered that.
Yes, but that is something that I've done, as a passenger, and also experienced it as a driver.
Okay, so what about pointing out when to turn off or onto a road at a junction?
Guilty as charged.
What, you've done that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Actually, what am I talking about? You've done that to me. You have.
Not guilty.
How have I forgotten this?
Not guilty.
Where were we? And yeah, you did this to me, and I remember flipping out.
Did you?
Yes.
And then you missed a turn or something?
I missed a turn because you pointed at the wrong one.
I'm waiting for Dr. Shabina now to put a comment in saying we were on the phone again, and she missed a turning.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, so I'm going to get blamed for that as well now.
Yeah,
am I?
well, it's
I
on
was
you.
essentially pointing out the way to go because you were going 90 on a B road.
Brilliant, fantastic. What have you got next for us, Brother Akil?
I'm sure we've all done this. Pressing an imaginary brake pedal.
Right.
I genuinely have done this multiple times. I've got a friend of mine, and I'm not going to mention his name right now, but he's one of the most dangerous drivers I've ever sat in a car with. No matter if it's a small car or a big car, I always end up pressing this imaginary brake pedal whenever I'm in the car with him, and I hasten to add, it's rare.
Brother Fessel is this friend, isn't it?
Oh, no. On this occasion, I let him off. Although, he's quite scary.
No, actually, I've been in the car a lot with Brother Fessel, and he's sound as a pound.
Really?
Yeah, he's a safe driver. No, honestly, he's a very safe driver. But listen, this imaginary brake pedal thing, I've never done that.
Yeah.
But I have seen plenty of people do that when I'm driving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and my dad used to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when I just passed my test back in 91.
In that Austin Maestro?
No, it's a Volvo 740 GLT Estate. Yeah.
What a car.
That was a man's car, that was. Yeah. Anyway, he used to do that. I had a friend, David Mann, I don't mind naming him, in Reading, who used to do that a lot. He was the worst. He was like Hyacinth Bouquet. Mind the cyclist, Richard! He was like that. He was awful.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't like it. Because basically, what the passenger is saying, or your co-driver is saying, is that they don't have confidence in your driving.
Correct. Yes.
But you... I'm sorry.
But
we've travelled a lot, and I've been driving.
Yeah.
Would you say I'm a safe driver? Be honest.
No.
Oh my goodness.
You are one of the most dangerous drivers I've ever come across. I tell you, forget pressing the imaginary brake pedal. I am the brake pedal lying in the bottom of the footwell, pressing myself back into the car.
No, I don't believe you, because you've told me on many occasions that you feel safe when I'm driving a vehicle.
Listen, for people listening to the show right now, they're listening to my words clearly. Very dangerous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're going to lie on air?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Okay, what have we got next?
He's okay, I suppose.
Wow.
Next is advising on which lane the driver should be in. See, this one,
that's all right.
That's okay.
Yeah. Because if they are in the wrong lane, you're helping them out.
Yeah, I mean, I hope this point here isn't me saying, for example, if you're on the motorway and someone's just hogging the middle lane, which is now against the law, you can get fined for that. If you're in the middle lane, if you're in the middle lane, I wouldn't say to the now maybe I might say something. Look, you come back in a nearby lane. A comment on Facebook has put me off right now, which is brilliant. But anyway, to give somebody advice on which way to go, I would probably agree that I've done that.
Okay, all right. Well done for composing yourself, by the way. Brothers here, thank you for your comment, by the way. Brilliant. Okay, telling the driver when the traffic lights have changed to green. Again,
Yes.
but that's again if they haven't gone.
Yeah.
You tell them.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? I recall the first time I was driving a car in London, and you know, I was so used to the Peterborough way of driving, and you'd wait, it went amber, you wait till it was green, and then almost like you almost had like a few more seconds, and then you pulled off. In London, when I went there for the first time, people were ready to jump on amber, and I was getting horned and get out of the way, and all the rest of it. And I learned really quickly.
Yeah.
You need to move when it's green.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that instilled in me that I need to tell my driver if I'm in the back seat.
Yeah.
You need to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you do. That's true. Just going to remind our people out there that our final quiz question for you today is: the Beetle was the world's best-selling vehicle of all time until the late 1990s, when it was overtaken by which car? I'm going to give that question one more time because I'm going to give the answer in about 10 minutes. The Beetle was the world's best-selling vehicle of all time until the late 1990s, when it was overtaken by which car? Please let us know. Oh, he said confidently. Technology once again letting me down, Brother Akil.
It's definitely the driver.
Text
Could
or
be.
WhatsApp 07745 278 978. This is Salaam Radio.
So the answer in about 10 minutes. But continuing back to our backseat drivers list, what do we have next, Brother Akil?
Insisting on giving directions.
Oh, now that's
Guilty.
interesting. Actually, you are guilty of that.
I am guilty of that.
You've done that to me.
I'll notice something here. I'm feeling a bit of negative energy here from you right now.
I've just noticed that going through this list, a lot of it is actually applying to you.
I can't recall ever being in a car with you now.
That is nonsense. That is nonsense.
Actually, saying that, I do give directions. So I just don't want the person to waste time and go the long way around. And I might say go this way or whatever. But
yeah, okay. I'll tell you one of my bugbears, right? And I'm not going to name names, but there was me and you in the car and two other individuals.
Okay.
Okay. We were going somewhere. May have been Birmingham or something like this.
Here we go.
And one of my bugbears is when I've got the sat nav on.
Here we go.
I've got the sat nav on, but I've got two Muppets in the back telling me which way I should be going. But I've got a sat nav on. I'm getting angry now.
Brilliant.
It's unbelievable.
Yes, and what did you do? You didn't even follow the sat nav.
No, I didn't. No. I was so overwhelmed and overpowered by what's coming from the back seats.
Yeah.
Right? That I had to follow one of them.
So what you're saying is that when you're behind the wheel of a car, you can't handle any other noise. You need to just focus.
No, I can handle noise.
No, I don't think you can.
I can.
No, I think you've just shown your kryptonite is people talking in the car.
My kryptonite is cyclists riding at night without lights.
Oh, we've got very fond memories with cyclists without lights.
That's my kryptonite.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I do this as you've experienced, but it's only to save people time. Have you ever done this actually?
I haven't.
You've never ever been in a car where somebody's driving and you know the route and a faster route, and you've never said, "Guys, you need to go this way."
No, the only time I've ever done that is if somebody said, "I'm lost," or I can see they're lost, and I know the way, and I'll advise them.
And I'll be frank with you. I felt you were lost.
Unbelievable. we hadn't left Peterborough.
And that's what I'm saying. You were lost.
We hadn't even left Peterborough. And anyway, okay, I'm moving on. It's all coming back to me now. I'm reliving it. It's like PTSD. It's unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Interfering with the music.
Guilty.
You never touch a man's stereo when he's driving. You never do that. Although, something else that you've done.
Yeah, but I recall you saying to me, "Can you do it for me?"
No, you see, that you're just making that up now.
No, I do. I distinctly recall you saying, "Can you do this for me? Because I have to concentrate. When I have voices in my car, I lose my sense of direction."
Okay, that is an absolute fallacy.
No.
And you know it.
No, you were doing like 90 around a roundabout. And then I recall you said, "Oh, can you just change the track?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I do remember once, on one occasion, asking you to deal with some music streaming service on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be safe. And then once I gave you that green light, that was it.
I just took over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were putting all your show tunes on, all these West End musicals that you like. All this stuff was coming out. Kylie Minogue was coming out. Little Mix.
Wow.
Why were you playing Little Mix in my car? You want to move on, don't you?
No, it was in your favourites.
Good comeback. Okay. Swearing at other car drivers.
I think everyone's done that.
Yeah, we'd be lying if we didn't.
Because the reason why I'm saying that is because it depends on the circumstance, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're in a car and somebody's done a dangerous manoeuvre, it's almost like a chorus of swear words going towards that other person's car.
No, but as a passenger, you'd do that.
Yeah, because everyone. All right, so you're saying to me that the only person in danger would have been the driver?
No. I'm trying to envisage this. I think I've done that.
I mean, the next one goes with it, doesn't it?
Gesticulating at other road users.
Yeah.
So
they go hand in hand.
I suppose literally.
Yeah. I've actually witnessed getting road rage on the driver's behalf. I've never actually done this myself, but I've been with another passenger.
Yeah.
Who's had road rage when the drivers remained calm.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, what am I talking about here? So this must have been in like 1997 or 1996. Some guy was driving really, really close behind my friend's car.
Yep.
And it just sort of hell just broke loose within our car, which is a bit crazy.
That is crazy. That is crazy. What about this one? This one I've done.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't think there's anything wrong with this. This is waving thanks at other drivers for letting you out.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But especially if the driver hasn't done it.
Yeah.
But what if the driver has done it and you still wave thanks? That's all right. You're just giving double thanks.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think that's an issue. I think the etiquette is to say thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no issue with that.
Let me ask you another question related to this, right? So you give way to someone, okay, and you put your... Sorry, I beg your pardon. They give way to you, and you put your hand up to say thanks as you drive past, but they don't give you a signal back.
I've got no issue with that.
I have issues with that.
Okay, see... okay, fair enough.
Because what I want is them to acknowledge that I've thanked them. It's like me saying thank you to someone and say you're welcome.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I mean... Yeah, I mean, it does happen all the time. I think I always say thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm not really fussed if they say wave back or anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, we're all different. I'm sure there's many people listening to the show tonight who probably do expect the thank you. But I mean, I've done my bit. Thanks for giving me way, and we're moving on.
Yeah, well, look, that's just big of you, isn't it? You're a very mature individual.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Moving on. What have we got?
Reading out the road signs as they pass.
I've never heard of this.
I'm trying to think if I've ever done that before. I don't think so.
Why would you do that?
No. What am I going to say? Cows cross the road here.
Yeah.
No.
Or road narrows ahead.
Yeah.
Why would you read that stuff out? I don't know, man. Okay. Okay. Changing the in-car temperature.
Now, see, here's a tricky one. If you've had permission or if you agreed or if you've asked the driver, I don't see the problem. But if you've, say for example, I come to pick you up and I've cooled the car down for you, but you walk in, decide, as soon as you get into the car, you're going to flick that to hot. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well made. Correct.
Yeah.
We're fast running out of time, Brother Wakil, unfortunately. That's about all the time we've got to go through these, but it is food for thought, isn't it, that how we behave in cars as passengers. And it is a bit of a laugh, it is a bit of banter as well, but there's some serious points there as well that one should consider. But anyway, listen, going back to our final quiz question, we asked you, the Beetle was the world's best-selling vehicle of all time until the late 1990s, when it was overtaken by which car? The answer, Brother Wakil, is...
The Toyota Corolla.
The Toyota Corolla.
What a car.
I had one.
Yeah, I mean, it was really common. In Peterborough, like, there's so many people who had Toyota Corollas and different iterations of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, there were so many different models of the Toyota Corolla, right? You had the sporty GTI 16-valve twin cam, which I had in 1991.
And that was very common in Peterborough.
And yeah, it was a lovely car.
Yeah.
I love that car. If I could buy a nice mint one now, I would.
I'll tell you what, I saw my friend driving one today. Black one, and it was in mint.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is he selling it?
No.
Wow. I'd love one of them.
Not to anyone who drives 90 on the B road.
Unbelievable. Right, we have got time just for some community announcements. I can't believe we're already towards the end of the show.
Wow.
Okay, so Tuesday, the 23rd of July at 7 p.m, here at the Alam Iqbal Centre, which is 157 Cromwell Road, which is the home of Salaam Radio, you can get your friends together and form a team for a great night out. It's a quiz night in aid of the Alzheimer's Society, which is United Against Dementia. £10 per team entry fee. General knowledge, history, countries of the world, entertainment, sport, food and drink, art and books, and special bonus rounds.
Wow.
Apparently lots of prizes to be won. So it's only £10 per team entry fee. 23rd of July, 7 p.m. Turn up, form a team, be a great night out for a great cause. That's something actually we should get a team together.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And we should do this. But I think you might let the side down with your lack of general knowledge.
Fair enough.
The other one is a community bring and share celebration at the Alam Iqbal Centre, 157 Cromwell Road. Again, this is the Saturday, the 27th of July, 1 till 4 p.m. Apparently food, music and fun. What more could you ask for Saturday afternoon?
It sounds really appealing.
Food, music and fun. Come and join your neighbours to celebrate our wonderful, diverse community. Bring food to share. No alcohol, please. Volunteers are needed. You can contact Melissa if you want to volunteer for this event on 07547 913 798. Again, that's the community Bring and Share celebration at the Iqbal Centre, 157 Cromwell Road. Time for just one more, I think we have, which is the Hajj seminar. This is a practical guide on how to perform Hajj and Umrah, the fiqh of Hajj, practical tips, interactive Q&A, etc. Sunday the 21st of July, 1 till 5, at, again, the Alama Iqbal Centre, 157 Cromwell Road. Do come along, support this. You can book online. I'm trying to look for a website address. I cannot see one. Here we go, cbhuk.org/events. You've been listening to Geared Up here on Salaam Radio with me and Brother Akil. Have you enjoyed it, Brother Akil?
It was awesome.
Awesome. This is, of course, Salaam Radio 106.2 FM. Thanks for listening. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. We're going to be back in 2 weeks, inshallah, on the 19th. Please do stay tuned to Salaam Radio. We've got lots of content for you, not just live shows, but plenty of playlists. Stay blessed and stay safe on the roads, most importantly. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Stay tuned to Salaam Radio after this short ad break.